This is truly quite an honor to introduce one of the greatest football coaches ever, period, and that is not an understatement. Ken Stites chose to continue to coach at Phoenix College when offered, and easily could have gone on and become coach of the pros, Division I college level, but he understood the value of family. There's no other way to fully do the work as a family man than to be around your family. And Lana Stites, Tracy, and Royce, two children here tonight, and he's certainly done a great job there. Kenny Stites was graduated from South Mountain High School in 1958 as a baseball, wrestling, and football. Came on to Phoenix College in 1959 and played for the Bears. And in all due respect to the 1960 team, he reminds me that the 1959 team was the only perfect season in the history of Phoenix College. In 1971, he joined Shanny Hogan as an assistant coach and coached with Shanny Hogan from 1971 to 1974. In 1976, he took over as the head coach here at Phoenix College. And in the 1980s, Phoenix College football dominated Arizona and the ACCAC. 1982, 83, 84, 85, and 86. We won the ACCAC championship in 1984, taking fourth in the nation in 1985, taking second in the nation in 1986, taking sixth in the nation. We lost and we went to Mesa Community College, another school over there, the very next year. Guess what? They won the ACCAC. Those are statistics. Those are certainly in this handout that you have in front of you. Those are important. Don't get anybody wrong. Don't get me wrong. We play the game to win, period. Winning is a lot more fun than losing. But it's the way that Kenny Stites got us as a player. I played for Kenny Stites as a quarterback in 1985 and 1986. Before all the books came out, the books that we've read now, The Psychology of Coaching, The Power of We, Kenny Stites understood that. At Phoenix College, in the football program, there really wasn't a bunch of rules. There were expectations, because I think he knew that young men coming from all different backgrounds, myself being my mother, my sister, and I, our teams were comprised of 1/3 African American, 1/3 Hispanic, and 1/3 white. Every day we ate lunch together. Every day we hung out in the training room together. It was a foster family community. And after we won, and we won a lot, we partied together. The psychology of coaching, there were no expectations. There were no rules, there were no expectations. A couple of stories, personal stories that I think demonstrate his brilliance of coaching. I coach now. Many times I think we have it wrong. When things go wrong, we scream and yell. And when things go right, we pat on the back. Kenny had it the other way around. It was my first game at Eastern Utah. I played at Conan Del Sol High School and had a good arm. I wasn't a quarterback. Kenny made me a quarterback. First half, I was running around. My head looked like a chicken with my head cut off. Refused to stay in the pocket. At halftime, Kenny pulled me aside and said, "Hey, listen. This is not high school. This is not Conan Del Sol. You have an offensive line. Please trust them. Let them do their job. You do your job." I played a little better in the second half. Fortunately, we had a very good defense. A few games later, we're playing Ricks College. They were second ranked in the nation at the time. I had a good game. I simply did my job and trusted our offensive line, threw a couple touchdown passes, good percentage in the game, and we upset them. On Monday, we watched the film, and I'm feeling real good about myself now. I've arrived. Halfway through the film, Kenny stops the film and says, "Studer, that's about the 10th time you haven't carried out your faith. And for every time, you got 25 up downs. So when players played poorly, Kenny brought him up. He pulled me aside after the horrible performance in the first game. And I thought he was going to replace and put this other quarterback in. And he brought me back up. He said, "You've got a lot of talent." And finally, I'm a coach now. You see many people, certainly golfers, you see it all the time, they wear this thing around their wrist. WWJD. What would Jesus do? To the extent we've had any success at Brophy College Preparatory, every week, as a head coach, I think, WWKD. What would Kenny do? It's my honor and privilege to introduce not just the coach, but a father figure when I didn't have one, Ken Stites.
I don't want Scooter standing up here by me. I love it, but he's 6'2". Well, it's a great honor. Scooter, thank you. You read that exactly as I wrote it. Thank you very much. It was very good. Anyway, this young man, he's part of my family. All our coaches right here, they love Scooter. That's just the way we were. And we're proud of him for what he's done. He's been a head coach 4 years. He's won 2 state championships in 4 years, for crying out loud. How many people do that? Well, Coach Mueller, of course, he won national championships all the time. Anyway, I want to congratulate the baseball teams. I've got a lot of friends on those baseball teams. And I remember I asked Coach Gordon, I said, "Are a lot of them coming?" I hope they are, because that was my years. Coach Marriage, congratulations to you. Coach Marriage did work with our football team many times. He's a great coach himself at Central High School, and of course we know his baseball career here. Walt Bailey, Dr. Steingard, it's a great pleasure. I'm going to tell you, I was there 16 years. Walt Bailey was our trainer. We had professional care that you could not believe. Dr. Steingard was always on our sideline at the games. Matt Gordon, our basketball coach. Lan Jacobson, our football coach. These guys had great years this year. As we said, our basketball team finished 4th in the nation. That's fantastic. Our football team ended up 12th in the nation. That's fantastic. The first winning record in 22 years. Let me tell you something. Despite what some people think, kids don't grow up dreaming about coming to East College. They dream about going to ASU, or U of A, or USC, or Notre Dame, or whatever it is. So somewhere along the line, you have to convince them that this is the right place for them to be. And obviously, Coach Mueller, you've done that like no one has done that. And I cannot believe what a fabulous career you have had here. It's unbelievable. And I want to congratulate you on that. Ellen Logan, Kathy Harris, their family is probably more reason why I'm standing here tonight than any other. Coach Hogan was my high school coach. Coach Hogan was my college coach. I adored the man. I wanted to be like him. That was my goal. So I knew that one of the advantages of having a role model like your high school coach, one you love, is that you know exactly what you're going to do